Borders were tightly controlled, and its government kept a wary distance from international organizations and regional alliances. But now, subtle yet significant signs of change are emerging on the streets of Asmara and beyond. The country's leadership is beginning to reconsider its place in the world, hinting at a possible shift in its long-standing policies. After decades of keeping the world at arm's length, the government in Asmara is cautiously re-entering regional diplomacy, testing the waters of engagement with its neighbors. The most notable signal came in 2025 when Eritrea rejoined the Intergovernmental Authority on Development, or IGAD, after a 16-year absence. This move was not just symbolic, it marked a potential turning point in Eritrea's foreign policy. The decision surprised many observers, both inside and outside the country, and hinted at a new willingness to engage with the international community and address shared regional challenges. For the volatile Horn of Africa, Eritrea's return to the diplomatic table could reshape critical discussions on security, cross-border trade, and long-term stability. The region, often marked by tension and uncertainty, may now see new opportunities for cooperation. Yet this diplomatic comeback is not without its challenges. Asmara remains deeply protective of its sovereignty, wary of external influence, and cautious about opening up too quickly. The government continues to face ongoing criticism over its human rights record and the indefinite national service policy, issues that have long drawn international concern and domestic frustration. The world is watching closely to see if this new openness will translate into meaningful reforms and greater freedoms, both for Eritreans and for the region as a whole. The question remains, are we witnessing the dawn of a new era for Eritrea, or is this simply a cautious experiment, a tentative step toward change that may yet be reversed? Eritrea's identity is deeply rooted in its hard-won independence, a legacy that continues to shape the nation's path today. This independence was forged not just through struggle, but also through a profound and enduring distrust of foreign influence, born from years of conflict and outside intervention. Decades of war, sacrifice, and a sense of abandonment by the international community forged a national ethos of self-reliance, known as Warsai Yikealo, where every generation is expected to carry forward the spirit of resilience and self-sufficiency. After achieving independence in 1993, President Isaias Afwerki's government built its policies around the principle of absolute sovereignty, deliberately shunning foreign aid and outside interference in order to maintain control over the country's destiny. This inward focus, while intended to protect Eritrea's autonomy, led to significant economic and political isolation, especially in the aftermath of border wars and ongoing regional disputes. Eritrea's absence from organizations like IGAD was seen by its leaders as a necessary measure to safeguard national interests from what they perceived as hostile neighbors and external pressures. Over the years, this long-standing isolation has shaped every aspect of Eritrean life, from the way communities interact to the opportunities available for young people, making the country's recent diplomatic shift all the more remarkable and significant. Now, Eritrea's return to the regional stage signals a potential break from its solitary past, opening the door to new relationships and possibilities for the nation's future. Eritrea's 2025 return to IGAD is a major diplomatic event for the Horn of Africa. This region, often marked by its complex political landscape and historical conflicts, stands at a pivotal moment. IGAD, a bloc of 8 countries, is central to peace, security, and economic cooperation in the region. Its role in mediating conflicts and fostering development is crucial. Eritrea's 16-year absence left it without a voice in key decisions, from security to trade. This absence has been felt in various regional initiatives. Now, Asmara has a platform to protect its interests and actively participate in shaping the future of the Horn and contribute to solving regional challenges. This engagement is expected to bring new dynamics to the table. Eritrea's strategic Red Sea location makes its participation vital for discussions on security and integration. The Red Sea is a critical maritime route. This move suggests Asmara sees more benefit in engagement than isolation, especially after the 2018 peace deal with Ethiopia. The peace deal was a significant milestone. Eritrea's return could help stabilize relationships and build trust among neighboring countries, and foster cooperation across the Horn. This cooperation is essential for addressing shared challenges like climate change and economic development. The region is watching to see if this marks a true turning point. The world is hopeful for a new era of collaboration and progress. Eritrea's re-engagement with IGAD positions it to influence the Horn's future. Its involvement could help address conflicts in Somalia and manage tensions with Ethiopia, especially over access to the sea. IGAD offers a diplomatic framework for dialogue, reducing the risk of misunderstandings escalating into conflict. Eritrea's Red Sea ports could boost regional trade if integrated with neighbors like Ethiopia and South Sudan. New infrastructure projects could transform the Horn from a conflict zone into a commercial hub. Success depends on Eritrea's willingness to collaborate, despite its tradition of going its own way. Balancing national sovereignty with regional goals will be a challenge for all IGAD members. If managed well, Eritrea's return could be a catalyst for regional stability. Even as Eritrea rejoins regional bodies, it insists its core principles remain unchanged. At a 2025 UN Day panel in Asmara, officials emphasized self-reliance and sovereignty as the foundation of Eritrea's worldview. The event was a message. Eritrea is open to dialogue, but only as an equal partner, not a subordinate. Leaders argue that true development comes from independence, not foreign aid with strings attached. Eritrea will likely continue to challenge global double standards and defend the rights of smaller nations. Its participation in IGAD will be on its own terms, with sovereignty always at the forefront. Eritrea is re-entering the world stage determined to protect its unique vision. Eritrea's diplomatic opening is overshadowed by serious human rights concerns. The policy of indefinite national service has led thousands to flee, and critics say it cripples the economy and stifles hope. Eritrea remains a one-party state with no independent press or recognized opposition, drawing international condemnation. These issues have resulted in sanctions from the US and EU, further isolating the country. As Eritrea seeks to normalize relations, addressing these criticisms will be crucial. Balancing sovereignty with the need for reform is one of the government's greatest challenges. Eritrea's return to diplomacy marks a new uncertain chapter for the country and the Horn of Africa. The move to rejoin IGAD opens doors for dialogue on peace, security, and development, but complexities remain. Eritrea will continue to fiercely guard its independence, making regional cooperation a delicate balancing act. The international community will watch for signs of internal reform, especially on human rights. Navigating between legitimacy abroad and resistance to external pressure at home will test Asmara's resolve. Eritrea's comeback is fragile but hopeful, a sign that even entrenched positions can evolve.